"And now," said the Abbé, "read this other paper." And he presented to Dante a second leaf with fragments of lines written on it, which Edmund read as follows: "Ing invited to dine by his holiness, content with making me pay for my hat, serves for me the fate of Cardinal Caprara. I declare to my nephew, Guido Spada, read in a place he knows, the caves of the small est of ingots, gold, money, know of the existence of this treasure, which lions of Roman crowns, and which he, from the small, ings have been made, Ingle in the second, tire to him, R. Spada." Faria followed him with an excited look. "And now," he said, when he saw that Dante had read the last line, "put the two fragments together and judge for yourself." Dante obeyed, and the conjoined pieces gave the following: "This 25th day of April, 1498, being invited to dine by His Holiness Alexander VI, and fearing that not content with my making me pay for my hat, he may desire to become my heir, and reserves for me the fate of Cardinals Caprara and Bentivoglio, who were poisoned, I declare to my nephew, Guido Spada, my sole heir, that I have buried in a place he knows and has visited with me, that is, in the caves of the small island of Monte Cristo, all I possessed of ingots, gold, money, jewels, diamonds, gems, that I alone know the existence of this treasure, which may amount to nearly 2 millions of Roman crowns, and which he will find on raising the 20th rock from the small creek to the east in a right line. 2 openings have been made in these caves. The treasure is in the furthest angle in the second, which treasure I bequeath and leave entire to him as my sole heir. 25th April, 1498, Cæsar Spada. Okay. See? Patience, folks. We can all learn something from my silly little experience in this chapter. I was so confused. I didn't know what was happening half the time with the treasure. Where's the treasure? What's the will? Who's the will? Who knows where what is? If I just waited, I would have understood. And here we are now with the full message. Remember when Spada wrote his will before going to dinner, knowing that he was going to die? He wrote this will for his nephew, stating where his treasure is. Now, I don't believe... Okay, so it does feel like there's a slight little plot hole here, though. This would mean that he had to move his treasure to this hiding spot before he got to the meeting where he knew he was going to be killed. My impression when I read it was that he wrote the will at the dinner, like right before, like in his room before he got called down, and then he just kind of left it on his desk or tried to give it to someone to find his nephew to give it to him and couldn't. So I guess that was wrong. Maybe he wrote, but didn't he say that they couldn't find his nephew? I don't know. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter in the long run. The point is, he wrote this will, which is technically a treasure map. He buried his treasure before this meeting that he knew he was going to die. But that meeting also was where his nephew also dies. So he's bequeathing to his nephew his treasure as his sole heir, but his sole heir has died. That really opened up a precarious situation when Alexander and Caesar Borgia were rummaging through all of the belongings in order to find, evidence of the treasure or the treasure itself, with no sole heir. I guess that was their plan, right? Come on, Landon, keep up. My God, why has this chapter flummoxed me so much? And there's still 2 episodes left, so maybe these questions will be answered. Thank you for listening to me try to figure it out in real time. I think I've got it. Spada, this is his will. We finally have it in full. It's also a treasure map. He was bequeathing the treasure to his nephew. His nephew was killed. Therefore, there is no sole heir to the treasure. And yada, 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 Alexander, Borgia, etc. Don't find it. Die in poverty. We get to Faria, who is going through all of this estate materials and income and expenses, etc. And he's the one that comes upon Spada's will and testament and treasure map, which is what he's now presenting to Dante. Okay, I think that's all that matters. Whether or not there's more nuance to that, I'm not sure, but I think I'm caught up. My God, sometimes you show your whole ass here when you do podcasts. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, I'm not going to bother you anymore. Let's just wrap this chapter up with 2 more episodes. I'll see you here tomorrow for the penultimate episode of Chapter 18. Until then, you know where to find me. Okay, goodbye. The Countdown of Monte Cristo is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. This show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. Theme song by Magic Solo. If you want to support the show and others like it, visit patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.